Fake news, you do not believe it.
Well, good evening, everybody. Michael Antonio live. I know it's been a while since I've been on here. I do apologize. Just wanted to let everybody know that, yes, there was a strike tonight by Israel upon Iranian military sites where they were enriching nuclear materials for, of course, their missiles, for their nuclear weapons. So finally, Israel did something about it. Now we know. We know they did this. So I notice here that we have Prime Minister Netanyahu talking about why he did this here, or what he's doing here. One thing that kind of strikes me is that he's saying that the operation is going to continue for as many days as it takes to remove this threat. Well, in some ways, you can say that's kind of scary, but then again, I mean, if he does remove the threat, I guess Israel is better off, the world is better off, but in the meantime, you know that Iran is going to try to strike back. There is going to be some kind of a retaliation of sorts. I hope it's not against American targets. America did tell Iran tonight after the attack that they have no involvement in this attack. In fact, we know that Donald Trump did in fact have a problem with Bibi Netanyahu doing this kind of an attack before there was some kind of a deal struck, to stop Iran from making the nuclear weapons and, of course, to bring a little bit more peace in the Middle East. But, I mean, I'm thinking here, I'm thinking that it may be possible. Now, just hear me out. I know some of you probably don't agree with this, but maybe Israel knows more than we know, and they know more than other countries know about where Iran is in their timeline on their capability to attack Israel. Because they've already vowed, it's in their charter, and by the way, it's in the charter of every other Middle Eastern nation to destroy Israel. That's what they want to do. So when we look at it that way, you have to think of this a little bit more carefully. Just a little more carefully. So, again, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have God talking in my ear telling me what's going to happen. But anyway, they call this particular Operation Rising Lion. Now, this image looks pretty cool, if you can see it there on the screen, but I mean, I don't know. I just, Trump, as we know, is a dove. He doesn't want to come across with Iran as being overly aggressive, and I think a lot of that is because maybe he believes Iran is crazy. Maybe he believes the leadership there is just insane, and they don't really care what happens to them or what happens to their people, and they'll just do whatever they want to destroy Israel. Maybe that's what Trump is thinking. Trump is a businessman, you remember, and everything Trump does it to make a deal so that everybody in that arrangement, in that agreement, is at least satisfied with the agreement, and they get some of what they want, and in some cases, most of what they want. But I think that we don't know. I mean, I'm just spitballing here. I don't really know what's happening yet, but I know that, this is definitely very touchy situation, as we know. I'm going to try to refresh this real quick to see if we can't get some more information. So in the comments, let me know what you're thinking about this. Tell me what you are thinking. What are your thoughts on this? You know, what are your thoughts? Isn't this just insane? Wow. A lot of weird stuff going on tonight. I am praying for the troops, the American troops over there in the Middle East. I know that, like I said, Iran, they might try something. You know, they're probably very upset, you know. And you know, let me read this here. It says the IDF confirms it has launched an aerial campaign against Iran's nuclear program. Dozens of targets across Iran related to the nuclear program and other military facilities are being struck by Israeli Air Force. Oh boy, yeah, here it is. Yeah. Now, I notice in this, there's a little difference in the wording of what they call the operation. Here he says the operation is dubbed Strength of a Lion. And yet over here, if you remember, they said something about, they just called it, what did they call it? Something about just Operation Rising Lion. So I don't know if that's like a translation thing or if that's just, they just thought maybe they changed the name real quick on the fly. I don't know. But man, there are people tweeting this out. And like I said, let me know in the comments what you think about this particular situation. Man, it's crazy. Can't even believe what's going on over here. Wanted to relax on a Thursday night and I get this news, you know. But it's all right. You know, I am praying again for the troops. I'm praying for Israel because Israel is now a target, but I think there are those that are not really very fond of Bibi Netanyahu and the way he governs over there in Israel, and maybe their attitude is, and somebody that doesn't agree with, maybe they think that possibly, you know, this is going to inflame things to the point where there will be a quick retaliation. It will be ugly. You know, I don't know. I can't answer that question, but I do know that if I'm going to trust the Israeli government here in understanding, in having an understanding that they know that the threat of nuclear attack by Iran is so present, is so, you know, close to their doorstep that they had no choice but to do this. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, it's possible that that's what's going on, but I don't know. So, yeah, tell me in the comments what you think about that, if you believe that that's what's actually going on, you know? Tell me if you think that is what's happening. So, yeah, because right now, I mean, it's, this is not good, you know? Not a good situation. And I was making my popcorn. I was prepping for this, and here we are, you know, and all of a sudden, wow, just amazing. Just amazing. Boy, I'll tell you. So what was everybody else doing tonight while this was going on? What was everybody else up to? Just amazing. My goodness. Boy, I'll tell you. So what was everybody else doing tonight while this was going on? It's hard to believe. What was everybody else up to? And of course, the Michael Antonio broadcast is brought to you by Mantonio Coin. That's right, I have a cryptocurrency that is available for sale. Go to this, you can actually click on the QR code down there in the lower left. Hard to believe. And you can find out more about this. Michael Antonio. Click on that QR code. Hear the story of the legend of Mantonio. Nobody is quite sure if the legend is true, but it has been passed down. And if it is true, you've got to have a piece of that legend and that story, because it's within you too. The entire story of Mantonio is in you. Anyway, enough advertising. I'm just the story of that of Mantonio. Nobody is quite sure the legend is true, but it has somebody made a nice little picture. This picture is amazing. If it is true, you've got to have a piece of that legend. That story. Now, this is true here. Israeli Defense Forces have launched a sweeping strike on Iran following months of attempted and seemingly failed nuclear negotiations between the Trump administration and Tehran. Now, yes, seemingly this picture is amazing. Failed. Now, I would say, never underestimate Trump, but sometimes it takes him a little bit of time to, to kind of work his magic, so to speak. Kind of make things work. If you remember, we'll look back to the first term of Donald Trump, when he said that, he was calling, what was it, the North Korean leader there. What was his name again? He was calling him Rocket Man, and there was a lot of inflamed tensions there, and they were kind of insulting each other. Well, what ended up happening? They ended up becoming best buds, and everything kind of ratcheted down. But that took a while. It didn't happen overnight. So I think, again, in absence of any, intelligence that we have here as the regular people, we don't know if Israel knows more than we do. But I would say this, that in absence of that, if things were going to ratchet down, if Trump could eventually have made a deal, done something, it would have been better, obviously, at that point, for Trump to just do what he does. Kind of let him go into the room and do the talk. But obviously, it didn't work out that way. Obviously, we decided to, Israel decided, we can't do it. Now, I don't know if this was Bibi's decision mainly, or if the government of Israel got together with him and they kind of, the top leaders agreed to this. I don't know. This I don't know. Obviously, it didn't work out that way. Obviously. So anyway, decided to, Israel decided, we can't do it. Yeah. I don't know if this was, I don't know, just feel like it's, man. Bibi's decision mainly, or it's a tough, all right? Israel got together with them and they kind of, the top leaders agreed to this. I don't know. This I don't know. Obviously, it didn't work out that way. Obviously. I wonder if anybody else is doing anything over here. If I go to the main thing here. I don't know, just feel like it's, man. It's a tough, all right? Hmm. I don't know. This I don't know. I wonder if anybody else is doing anything over here. If I go to the main thing. What is this now? I don't know, just feel like it's, man. It's a tough, all right? Hmm. Oh, that was the airplane, that terrible accident there, Air India. It's so bad for the family, it's horrible, What is this now? My goodness. Oh, that was the airplane that. Oh my goodness. Air India. It's so bad for the family. It's horrible, you know? What is this now? My goodness. Well, it's funny how it seems like the rest of Twitter is not really talking too much about this attack by Israel on Iran. And of course, this is over here trending as not our war. And yeah, I mean, Trump has made it clear before, you know, somehow. Well, it's funny how. And so there's a lot of people saying, yeah, we don't want to be involved, you know, talking too much about. And you know what? I got to agree. This is something that needs to, you know, if Trump was going to get involved in a diplomatic way, that's fine. And yeah, I mean, Trump has made it clear. That's, you know, that's what he does. He's good at that. But I don't think we should be, I don't think we, somehow, meaning our troops, should be involved in a thing like this. Now, again, I'll say that we do have troops over there. We have naval vessels. We have a lot of military over near, you know, in that region. So, you know, it's possible that Iran kind of attacks whatever's, you know, whatever's an open target to them. But I mean, you mess with the U.S., you're going to have problems. So I don't know if Iran will do it, but I happen to know some people that are over there in that region, and I'm concerned for them. You know, I pray for them. They'll be safe. I think they will, but you know, there's a lot of people on here saying, look, not our war, not our war. Almost every, look, Juanita Broderick, this is not our war, this is not our war. I repeat, this is not our war. And I agree. I mean, you know, let's not, you know, in that region, and I'm concerned. You know, Israel, in their own estimation, had to do what they had to do. I'd be interested in seeing a poll if the Israeli people agree with the government. I haven't seen that, but I'd like to see if the Israeli people have, you know, have agreed with the Israeli government. I don't know if that's true. I guess we can find out. You know, Israel. Wow. In their own. Wow. I'd be interested in seeing a poll if the Israeli people agree with the government. I haven't seen that, but I'd like to see. Man, oh man. This is bad. People have agreed with the Israeli government. I don't know if that's true. I guess we can. Let us see if something fresh has been said. Wow. Wow. Interested in seeing a poll if the Israeli people agree with the government. I haven't seen that, but I'd like to see. Let's see. Should the here's a poll. This is bad. People. Of course. We know what many people in the U.S. are saying. I just saw that, but it said, should the U.S. back a new war with Iran or focus on the homeland? Well, of course, I'm going to say focus on the homeland. People tend to forget. Let me refresh your memory here. But we tend to forget that Israel has more military force and more firepower than every single other Middle Eastern country combined. I want you to think about that. Combined. So Israel can do this. Israel can handle this. Believe me, they have the power to do it. We'll see if they do. Israel has more. So, you know, say hello over here in the chat. Middle Eastern country. Give me a warm welcome if you're here, or if you just want to call me names, whatever. Combined. I just. So Israel. My biggest concern is my friends that are over there in the Middle East. That they are safe. That Iran thinks better of like a retaliatory attack. I think that's going to be kind of. It's almost inevitable. That's what they do. So I don't know how much force it will have, but we'll see. I also heard, if I can find it, I don't know if I can find it, but I heard that apparently, I think that's going to be kind of over here in the many of the leaders of the nuclear program there were taken out during these attacks. We'll see. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I was told. I also heard, if I can find it, my goodness, find it, Bob. I heard, and now we've got also, look, we have two, this is funny. We have two different trending topics that are the same thing, only they're spelled slightly different. We have World War III, spelled out World War III. And then we have WW3. I wonder which one I should type here. Let me hit this one. My goodness. That's hilarious. And now we've got also, look, we have two, this is funny. We have two different trending topics that are the same thing. Out on Twitter, and the first thing I see is World War III is happening. Yeah, that's about right. And then we have WW3. I wonder which one I should type here. Let me hit bam. That's hilarious. Man. Look, we have two. This is funny. Wow. We have two different trending topics that are the same thing. Out on Twitter, and the first thing I see is World War III. Oh boy. Yeah, that's about right. And then we have WW. Oh, here it is. Wonder which one I should type here. Bam. Intel from Israel suggests that all of Iran's general staff, including the head of the military, were eliminated in tonight's Israeli strike. Now, this is even bigger than I thought. I thought it was just the people involved in the nuclear program, but apparently, like the top general and many heads of the military were killed off. Wow. Oh, here it is. Yeah, that's definitely going to prompt some kind of reaction by Iran. That all of Iran's general staff, not good. The head of the military were eliminated in tonight's Israeli strike. Wow. Now, this is even bigger than I thought. I thought it was just the people involved in the program, but apparently, like the top general and many heads of the military were killed off. Wow. Oh, here it is. Yeah, that's definitely going to well, now you got this Palestinian thing over here. This guy, Palestinian boss, says, just remember, everyone, Israel started World War III. Don't let them tell you otherwise. Well, and again, man, I'm not saying Israel was right to do this, but Mr. Palestinian boss here, let me ask you a question. Was it okay for Iran to have in their charter to destroy Israel, and then they're going to create nuclear weapons? You think that's fair? You think that's right for them to do that? Israel started World War III. It's not. So, I mean, you can try to blame one side or the other. You're barking up the wrong tree. I'm not saying Israel was right to do this, but Mr. Palestinian boss here, let me ask you a question. Was it okay for Iran to have in their charter to destroy Israel, and then they're going to create nuclear weapons? You think that's fair? You think that's right for them to do that? Israel started World War III. Well, that's pretty cool. So, I mean, you can try to blame one side or the other. You're barking up the wrong tree. These guys made a Star of David with their arms. Pretty cool. Look at that. Let me ask you a question. Wow. Was it okay for Iran to have in their charter to destroy Israel, and then they're going to create nuclear weapons? Oh, there's already a second wave of attacks? Wow. Oh man, they are not fooling around. Cool. I mean, you can try to blame one side or the other. You're barking up the wrong tree. These guys made a Star of David. Man, oh man, pretty cool. Look at that. Wow. Man, there's a lot of people that don't like Netanyahu. Man. Oh, there's already a second wave of attacks? Wow. Oh man, they are not fooling around. Cool. Man. These guys made a Star of David. Man, oh man. Pretty cool. Okay, so now we got these. This woman has to be probably somebody on the left because she, staunch Democrat. Here we go. This is what she would. Now, leave it to her, leave it to people like this who basically blame Trump for all this or say that Trump is inept. Because Trump spent years promising he'd be the one to prevent World War III, yet here we are, standing closer to the brink than ever before. Was this inevitable, or did someone drop the ball? Well, let me say this to you, Alice, okay? Probably somebody on the left, because this is not Trump's doing. It's not his fault. He did the best he could with the time frame that he had. Now, if Israel was a little more patient, then possibly this would not be happening at all right now. Trump could have made a deal with Iran, and this would have been fixed. But you have to remember that Israel, let me say this to all you Democrats out there that are going to just use this to attack Trump. And by the way, it's not going to help you. You think it will, but it won't. Let me say this to you very clearly. Israel is a sovereign nation. You're not going to tell Israel what they are going to do to protect themselves. Especially when the entirety of the Middle East hates them and wants to destroy them. How would you like it, just to boil it down to like you as an individual? Let's say you were in a neighborhood where you were the only person that was hated in that neighborhood, and everybody was out to get you. Everybody. How would you feel? Now, what if there was somebody from another neighborhood down the road somewhere, about a mile or two, whatever, and they were one of your best friends, and they said to you, "Look, I'll talk to the neighbors. Let me get them to calm down and not try to attack you every day and put nails in your driveway and stuff." Well, you to some degree, you may like the fact that they want to try to help you, but at some point when the threat is imminent, when you see people across the street who are trying to maybe hit you with a bow and arrow or something terrible when you're coming out of your house, at some point you have to say, I don't care what my friend says, I have to take action. There's something I have to do. I think that's where we are. I think that's why Israel needs to sometimes do what they need to do. But again, I'm not saying that they're doing the right thing. I don't know all the information. But look, it is what it is. Here we are. I think that this is the time. I think that's where we are. These are the times that try men's souls. Goes. But I would say this. This is a time for Trump to shine once again. Trump might be able to pull something out of this. Think of it this way. Israel has attacked Iran. They're going to continue to do so until they weaken Iran to the point where Iran has nothing left. I think that, this is the time. So in comes these are the times that try men's souls. Now, he won't have to make much of a deal, probably, because they destroyed their entire nuclear program. Israel is going to complete that mission, I'm assuming. So now Trump can swoop in and say, okay, Iran, let's have a lasting peace now. Let's sign some agreements here. Not attack Israel with anything. No missiles of any kind, whether they be nuclear or not. Don't send in troops, do nothing. Stop funding Hamas, Hezbollah, and all those enemy terrorist organizations that are trying to harm Israel. You're going to cease and desist now, because it's time. It's time for peace. As much as you don't like them, and as much as you have a disbelief in the way they do things, I think it's time. And I would frame it in this way. We know that the people in the Middle East, most of them are Muslims, and they have a religious belief. If you have a problem with your neighbor, one of the most powerful things you can do is pray for them. Now, in the case of Islam, I don't know exactly how they pray or how they would want to deal with it, but if you believe in the power of what you call Allah, God, then why wouldn't you just pray that Allah takes care of it? That Allah does to Israel what needs to be done, instead of you yourself trying to take all this on by yourself, when in fact you might be wrong about what you're doing. And because Israel is so powerful, they will wipe you out if you're not careful. So I think we have to be very careful about them. And if you frame it in that way and say, look, guys, we're not here to hurt you. We're here to help. We're here to let you know that what you're doing is not going to serve you. It's not. It's not going to serve them. So that's what I hope anyway. That's my fervent hope that, I just hope that cooler heads prevail. The Iranians understand that they just got licked good, and they need to stand down for many decades and basically say, look, we can't do this anymore. Now, look, it may lead to the point if Iran keeps saying, look, I don't want this, but I hate Israel so much that I'm going to keep going, I'm going to keep attacking. There will come a point Israel might just eliminate the entire leadership of Iran, get rid of the mullahs, whatever they do, and then you bring in a new government swoops in, and things become like they were in the 1970s. I don't know if you've ever seen those videos of Iran in the 1970s versus like the 1980s when the Shah tragedy became a theocracy, and a very hard-line theocracy. No freedom at all, especially for women. That's what happened. So I think now comes a time. Now is the time. Maybe it's possible that can all change now. Maybe it'll all change. We'll see. We will see. We shall see. No freedom at all, especially for women. That's what happened. So I think now comes a time. Now is the time. Man, maybe it's possible that can all change now. Maybe it'll all change. I, for one, I know all of this World War III talk is being thrown around like it's, not that, big of a thing, but I, for one, am praying that there is no World War III, that we don't have any further conflict, and again, that Iran stands down, and we have peace in the region for as long as I live, at the very least, because I'm tired of all this. This is too annoying, too much. Cannot deal with it. That there is no World War III, that we don't have any. We cannot have this. That Iran stands down, and we have peace in the region for as long as I live. Wow. Because I'm tired of all this. This is too annoying, too much. Cannot deal. Man, oh man. We cannot have this. That Iran stands down, and we have peace in the region for as long as I live. Wow. Because I'm tired of all this. Oh, see, somebody's making a little deal of this, which I don't really like. I'm a fan of this. Oh boy. Wow. Oh no. Oh, see, somebody's making a little deal of this. Yeah, you can put somebody here named Joe Smith is saying that, let's see, World War III has started, and we all know Russia has Iran's back. Israel is a special kind of evil. Well, first of all, Russia is kind of in their own little war right now, so I don't know if Russia's going to be able to spread themselves that thin. So really, I mean, if Israel's going to attack Iran, probably a better time now than it would be if Russia had nothing else going on. First of all, you could see Putin saying, yeah, nothing going on Saturday night. Let me go ahead and attack Israel, help Iran. They can't do that right now. Russia has nothing else going on. They cannot do it. You could see Putin saying, yeah, nothing going on Saturday night. Let me go ahead and attack Israel, help Iran. They can't do that right now. Wow. I'm just scrolling here. What is this? You're willing to risk World War III for Israel? Come on, guys. Come on. Is this that guy? What's his name? That guy's name? Forgot his name. He's a weirdo. These people, man. Oh, Fuentes, yeah. Oh, we can't deal with this guy. We cannot deal with this guy. What is this? You're willing to risk World War III for Israel? Come on, guys. Man. Is this that guy? What's his name? A lot of anti-Semitism here in this in X over there. Wow, forgot his name. He's a weirdo. These people, man. Oh, Fuentes, yeah. Oh, we can't deal with this guy. We cannot deal with this guy. Wow. Come on, guys. Man. Is this that guy? What's his name? A lot of anti-Semitism here in this in X over there. Wow, forgot his name. He's a weirdo. These people, man. Oh, Fuentes, yeah. Oh, we can't deal with this guy. We cannot deal with this guy. Well, it's 10 p.m. on the East Coast. And I could scroll here forever, but I'm going to sign off here because I think apparently Israel's got it well in hand, right?
Well, it's 10 p.m. on the East
I don't know.
Coast.
Who am I? I don't know. I don't know if they do. But we are going to find out, aren't we? We shall find out. Guys, please click that like button, subscribe to my channel, and of course, go and check out Antonio.quest, Antonio Coin. You can go ahead and scan that QR code down in the lower left. See the legend of Antonio. It's the most amazing thing, guys. But I think what I'm going to do, sign off for now, and I do want to thank all of you for watching. I'll see you again very soon, everybody. See the legend of Antonio. It's the most amazing thing, guys. But
you find something new. There's no other way to let you know it's time for you to go.